Hello, everyone. Yeah, it's really nice to be here. And I'm going to be talking on why actively joining a developer community is essential. So, before we dive into the topic, first of all, I would like to do a little introduction about myself and what I do. So, I'm currently in my final year studying computer engineering over here in Benin City, Nigeria. I'm also a front end web developer. I build the front end of websites, and one of the community leads for the Facebook Developer Circles over here. And I recently became an On Zero ambassador, and I'm into technical writing as well. I usually write when I am motivated. I don't know if this sounds weird, but yeah, that's just me. Now let's dive into the business of today. So, what is the developer community? A developer community is generally defined as a group for developers to learn, contribute, and build amazing products together. It's usually a group of people from diverse areas. Most of the time, these communities usually exist both offline and online. So, you might be a beginner and you might be like, can I actually go ahead and join the developer community? Of course, you can actually do that because the developer community is made up of beginners, intermediate, and advanced people. So it's an opportunity for you to get to learn from each other. And you can also get to mentor each other, get to know, okay, what does this other person do and all that. So it's really an amazing place to be. And some communities are local, while others are global. So it all depends on the particular one that gets to work for you. But I would advise that you also be part of the local one because being part of a local community, it's easier for you to get to relate with those people around that local community. You can get to meet them and relate with them. And of course, you can also get to be part of the global community as well. Now, I guess you can see so many pictures and you're wondering, okay, what does this picture, what do they say? Now, the picture at my right hand side, that's a Facebook hackathon that I attended sometime early 2019. So, that hackathon, that was when my community experience started. I just started up with front end web development, so I didn't really know much about it. So a friend of mine shared the hackathon and was like, "We should go ahead and apply for it." And I was like, "I'm just a newbie, so I don't really know what to do. Like, am I going to be selected? Am I good enough?" And yeah, I decided to give it a shot, and I was selected to attend the hackathon. And going for that hackathon, I got to meet people from Facebook, UNODC, and all the amazing places. And in that particular hackathon, I got to learn about the Facebook Developers Circles community. And I noticed that it actually existed in other local communities, but it didn't exist in our own local community over here. So after that hackathon, I did my research about the community and I decided to apply for it because I wanted to be the first to bring it to our local community. And here, myself and two other guys were among those who were selected to lead the community here in Benin City, Nigeria. And this has been really amazing because I've gotten the opportunity to organize tech events around Facebook technologies, International Women's Day, coding challenges, and also be able to network with people, able to understand how community building is, how to manage people, how to interact with people, get to network with people from different places. And also because of my experience in building in managing this particular community, I've also been able to participate with communities outside the one I manage, such as the Google community, the Microsoft community, and currently I'm one of the Auth0 ambassador, and I'm also contributing to the Auth0 community as well. And the pictures on the left hand side, that's some of the events that we've had. I couldn't really put all the pictures here, but if you want to see more pictures after this live session, you can reach out to me and I'll be so happy to show you more pictures. Okay. Now you might be wondering, okay, what is the key point from all the stories? So these are some setting points that you can take home with you. So the first one is, don't just join a community, but be actively involved. It's very easy for me to just share a link and just give you to join a particular community and you are not active. Like the community I manage, there are lots of people on it and they are not active. Because when you're active in a community, it's easy for you to you can get to interact, share your ideas. Like imagine now I am actually coding a, let's say I'm writing a code and I encounter a particular bug. I can just get to copy and paste that bug in, let's say, in my community, and I get answers. That would be pretty amazing. I'll get ideas from different people. So being active in the community is a good way for you to learn and also help other people learn as well. So another point you can take in is that if there are no developed communities in your region, be the first to start one. Yeah, if you're someone that is really passionate about communities, building communities, you can go ahead and start your own community. Or let's say the community in your particular region doesn't really do what you want and you want to add a little spice to it, you can go ahead and also start your own community, or you can reach out to this community and tell them about your idea that, okay, why don't you add this particular taste to that community. And if you need tips on how to start a developer community, I'll be happy to try and help you out with it. And so the third point that you can note from this from my story is that it helps you to have wide range of connection and networking. You get to meet people, because if you're just alone, you're just learning alone, you might not really be able to know other people's view. So the community gives you an opportunity to get to know how other people think, how people do things, and network with different people from different areas, all parts of the world. And another thing you can note is you gain access to opportunities. Now imagine now imagine that I'm in a particular community and I'm pretty good with React. Everyone there knows me for, okay, this girl is really good in React. Then if someone else from the community comes across a particular job, the person can easily just um, refer me to that company. So it's a way for you to gain access to opportunities, and also being active in that community, you can add those experience to your CV as well. And the other point is team building. Sometimes in these communities, things like let's say hackathons, coding challenges comes up, and you get to form a team. So it teaches you this team building, how to manage a team, how to work in a team, which is one skill that is really, really very important in all areas of life. And another thing is volunteer, to be a volunteer in your particular community. You can volunteer to be a facilitator or a mentor for a particular event or a particular competition. Don't just be at the backstage and be like, no, I don't want to do anything. Because when you volunteer, you actually get to learn things, you get to learn more about certain things. And the last point you can note is joining the community is free. I don't really think that there's any community that, any developer community that will ask you to pay first before joining. Maybe there is, and I'm not aware of. But most of the developer communities that I'm aware, that I know of, you can definitely join for free. All you need to do is just to sign up, or maybe there are some recruitment processes or that you just need to follow it, Google about that particular community and just follow those processes. And there's another point I didn't add in my slide. I just remembered just now. It's also an opportunity for you to you need to believe in yourself. Like I said, if I didn't go ahead and I applied for that Facebook hackathon, maybe I wouldn't have been here by now. So you need to try and take risks. Don't feel, okay, I can't do this. Just try and take risks. Sometimes you'll just be surprised. You just get picked for that particular thing or selected for whatever you're trying to achieve. And even if you're not selected, you get to learn from that particular. You get to gain an experience from that particular thing. Now, so the next part, I'm going to be telling you about some examples of some developer communities you can be part of. So some of the, though there are tons and tons of developer communities, but I couldn't really put all of them in this slide. So I'm just going to tell you a few. So some of them are the Facebook developer circles, which is the one I'm a community lead for. We have the Auth0 community, which I'm an Auth0 ambassador. You should apply to be one. It's really amazing. You get to learn a lot of things on authentication, authorization, and all that. And we have the Google developer community, we have the Microsoft community, we have the tutorials link. And as I said, there are so many other communities. Now, there are also other communities that are just for product managers, that are just focused on building product managers. You have Product Dive and some other communities like that. And I want you to note something. A developer community can also have people who have chosen the business, product, and design area in their career. So don't think, okay, because I'm a product designer or because I am a business person, I can be part of the developer community. You can definitely be part of the developer community, because if you look at it from this angle, all these people, the business, the product, the designer, they all make up a team to be able to build an effective product. So everyone is actually needed. So don't feel left out. Go ahead and join a developer community if you're a business, product designer, or and so on. Now, I'm going to end my presentation with this quote by Helen Keller, which says, "Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much." Thank you. So, do you have any questions? I'll be happy to answer them.
Okay, I'm muting myself. I always forget to do that. Thank you very much, Victoria. That was really awesome. If I wasn't already a part of some communities, I would be Googling the nearest communities to myself right now, because you really convinced me, and I hope some other people out there, to really be an active part of the
Yeah,
community. Because that part of your presentation really struck me, is that if you are an active part of a community, you get the most out of it. You can be a part of a community and you can just linger around in the background and listen to what people say, but if you actively contribute, you'll get so much more out of it. So really cool presentation. And we get the
yeah.
same remark from Splashly in the Twitch chat. She says, "Thank you, Victoria, for your presentation. That was really awesome."
Thank you too. Thank you.
So we'll wait a minute or two in the chat. So if everybody has any questions for Victoria about being a part of the community, feel free to drop them in the chat and we'll talk about it. And if well, we can this presentation right now, but it was really, really great. So it
Thank you.
sounds like you're a part
Sure.
of a lot of communities. Do you have time for some actual hobbies as well, or do you consider being a part of a community a hobby?
Yes, of course. I have other hobbies as well. I do, but being part of a community is also really interesting for me, because being able to help people, mentor people, learn from people, it's interesting.
Yep. So
It's
Splashly also in the Twitch chat again, she asks, which communities do you recommend for junior developers? Do you think there's certain communities that are more suitable for a junior developer, or can we just apply to all of them or be active in all of them?
okay. The Facebook, I can recommend to a few of them. The Facebook developer circles, the Google developer community, the Microsoft developer community as well. They also help out with junior developers. Like I said earlier, not because you're a beginner in your career, that doesn't mean that you feel left out, that you can join that community. There might be advanced people in that community, but you can get to learn from them. So there are many other communities as well, but let's just stay in the courts for now.
Yep.
I hope
I
I
think
answered your question. Yeah.
I think so. I hope so. Yeah. There's a bunch of communities out there, and you mentioned this before. You're an Auth0 ambassador since recently, so we're very happy to have you on the ambassador program. If there's anybody out there who's interested in joining as well, I'll post a link in the chat as well, so you can apply and maybe become one of our ambassadors. But we got another question from, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Let's say Grilly. How do you activate people to participate actively? Are there methods to activate people?
Okay. How do you activate How do you activate people to participate actively? Are there methods to activate people? Um, as we say, there's this popular saying that says, okay, I say a change begins with you. You have to, when you join a particular community, you have to start interacting. Don't just be quiet. You can join and just be like, hey, hello, I'm Victoria, I'm from Nigeria, I do this, I do that. And other persons can, let's say, post about a particular thing. You can just comment as well and be like, hi there, I do this. So it has to start with you. You need to start first activating others, and then that everyone will just keep up in the flow. So it definitely has to start with you. That's for me. That's how you activate people.